Hey everyone, and welcome to the Beyond Life and Fitness podcast. I'm Cheryl Patton.
And I'm Megan Prince.
We started this podcast as a way to connect with more people who are struggling to fit it all in: the workouts, the food, kids, work, and relationships.
We know that we're not perfect, but we hope that through our struggles and our mistakes and our failures and our successes that we can help more people through their challenges and be successful. So if you want some tips and tricks to help you along your journey to be the best version of yourself, then this is it.
All right, so today we thought we would chat about home workouts versus gym workouts, because some people prefer to work out at home, some people prefer to go into a gym, some people like to be by themselves, some people thrive off of the energy around when they are around other people. What are the pros? What are the cons of each of those situations? And depending on where you like to work out, home or gym, or maybe even both, what is one better than the other in terms of getting to whatever health, fitness, physique, strength goals you might happen to have? So I personally work out at home, but I have the luxury of a pretty decent home gym. I have pretty much everything that I need, and I slowly kind of keep adding as I need to, but I know that is not the case for everybody. Some people have a very small area, it could be in the basement, no windows, which can sometimes be a little bit unmotivating. But that might be their best choice for the time of life that they're in. And just for convenience, it could be for cost reasons. So if you have to work out at home versus if you prefer to work at a gym, I think you can easily reach any type of goal you want, no matter where you decide to train. And I think too, when it comes to the home gym, because I used to do in-home personal training for many, many years, and I would have clients with pretty decent home gyms in their homes, and I would have people that would literally, I'd have access to a few bands, a couple of dumbbells, and a staircase or a chair, right? So I think it doesn't really matter where you work out. I think it's wherever you feel the most comfortable are going to be the most consistent at moving. And with the less equipment you have, the more creative you need to get.
Yeah, I think that even, I think that it comes down to just working out. So who cares what you're doing or where you're doing it? I mean, if you have strength goals, like you want to be a power lifter, the gym's going to be your place to go, because you can't have that amount. I mean, unless you're going to really invest in it, that amount of weight to be able to push at home. But I mean, when we were in lockdowns and we were at home for a while, like I just bought those adjustable dumbbells. They went up to 55s. That's all I had. Plus like a couple like 10, 15s, 20s. So I could do them for shoulder, some bands, some booty bands. And I did really well during COVID because I felt like it also decreased my travel time. So time away from the kids. The kids were in the house with me. So I was able to like still be there with them. The gym sometimes takes away from my time with my kids, and I feel like I'm leaving them and the mom guilt kicks in. So for me, I feel like it's kind of a catch-22, right? It kind of just depends where you can get motivated. I found it really hard at home for me to take my space of chaos and laundry and dishes and then all of a sudden be like, okay, so we're switching the light switch and now we're motivated into the gym. The thing I like about the gym is the getting my shoes on, getting in the car, driving there, scanning my card, getting in. Like that stuff gets me into the mindset. The separation. When you're at home, there was no separation. So it was like I'm frustrated trying to get in a workout while the kids are talking to me and I can hear them playing or I can hear them fighting. At least there's no distractions at the gym. I mean, there's other people at the gym, but I guess it just, depends what kind of where you are in life and what stuff. But I think you can get a sufficient workout at home. What I found worked the best for me at home, even though I had the dumbbells and I had the bands and I had all that kind of stuff, I found people on YouTube that I liked their workouts and then I would follow it because it kept my mindset like without thinking about laundry, without thinking about kids. I just had to follow it. The kids came down like, dude, I have a 30-second rest time. Tell me what you want. And then I'm going. So for me, it was like, I needed that motivation to continue doing it at home sometimes when I just felt like my motivation was low. So,
and the nice thing too with working out at home, if you do have young kids, is that you are showing them the importance of taking the time to
100%.
move your body. Right?
100%.
And again, if they'll see you, but again, if they know that you're physically leaving the house to go to the gym and come back, they're going to see that as well. But they'll see it even better if you happen to be training at home. But I know a lot of people who like the gym atmosphere, because of the variety of equipment. Some people just like being around other people.
Yeah.
So you might get up early, go to the gym, go to work, right? Or vice versa, do it on the way home from work. But I totally agree. I don't think it matters where you are at. And I think this is where especially if you're at home with limited equipment and you're not quite sure how to make things different or harder, right? Like it's just, sometimes it's learning just how to make a lightweight feel heavier.
Yeah.
Right. So you play around with different techniques. And so coaches will have these tools in their toolbox to teach you and show you that. So sometimes when you're at home, limited equipment, and you feel like you're kind of stuck, I think that's where investing in a coach, even if it's just for a short period of time, just to show you some different things becomes very valuable. And then as you get stronger, or as you get more, or as you want more things in your home gym, then you can start investing if you want to do that, or move from home into an actual commercial gym that has everything that you might need or want. But yeah, I think it doesn't really matter where you are at, but definitely with at home limited equipment, you do start needing to be a little bit more creative and learning more tools. Like I said, like how do you make 20 pounds feel like 40 or 50 pounds?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can totally do it. Like it's totally possible. It's just learning how to do that and do it effectively, do it well, make sure your technique is locked in. Because when you're at a gym, right, you'll have trainers walking around. And so if they notice you maybe doing something and the technique's not quite right, that you could end up hurting yourself, you're going to have them probably stop you and say, hey, like, can I give you some suggestions on your deadlift, your squat, your chest press, your rows, whatever the case is. When you're at home by yourself, you don't have that.
Yeah.
So that is sometimes where working out at home, if you're not super familiar, if you're new, might have investing in a trainer just for a short period of time becomes a very valuable investment.
Yeah. But I think honestly, it doesn't really matter. I think it's about just getting the workouts in, figuring out what your goals are, nailing your nutrition, being consistent with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And really like having at home for sure. If you're just starting, like I had a client who wasn't working, she hadn't even worked out at all ever on my 8-week program. And we just started out, she only had like 5 and 10s and body weight stuff, because body weight stuff was enough for her when she was just starting out.
Yep.
And she saw great results. So it's just kind of, where are you? If you and me were to work at home, we'd have to invest in a couple more things. Like I have a chin up bar. I have some really heavier bands that I could do some stuff with and link it up to like something downstairs so I could do stuff. But like, I've worked out at my mom's cottage when we go to Manitoulin for a week, and I just make it work. Like it's the consistency. Is it going to be like perfect? No, it's not going to be like a gym where you have the machines that control your exact posture and where you're sitting, and it keeps you in alignment, right? But if it's like things that you can do at home and still see results, I feel like it's really just do the workout. Nothing ever has to be perfect. Like even we've been on vacation, I'm like, crap, I don't even have anything I could do it with. So it's body weight stuff. I find a thing of stairs. I do some push-ups. I find a tree and I do some chin-ups. Like I find a bench and I do step-ups, or I do Bulgarians on there or whatever, right? Like or you run on the beach, which is so hard. But like little things like that where you can, it's not going to be ideal, but if that's all you have, then 100%. Like when I had babies, that's what I would do, as I would be doing my workout while they were napping.
Yep.
And those little shits always woke up like halfway through, and you're just like, oh my God, like I'm trying, like I just want to finish this, right? So that's the thing I find, like if you have little kids at home, that's the frustrating part. If you have a partner that really supports you, or have somebody that you can hire literally for an hour to come so you can get out of the house, I think that's important, because then you get that workout in, you get that time for yourself. You're not stressing out that like the kids are at home, the baby's going to wake up. So I think it kind of just depends on where you're at. If you don't have any kids or your kids are older and you're working out from home, different story, because then you just focus on your workout. So it's kind of like what I think, just what works for you is probably like what's going to make you do it. If you're not going to get up in the winter at 6 a.m. to drive to the gym to go, then just do it at home.
Yeah. And I think too, if you're used to going to the gym, but you know that, again, for example, you know, there's maybe some time coming up where you know you're not going to get there, or you're going to be traveling, or whatever the case might be. I also think it's valuable if you learn to take what you're doing at a gym and make it applicable to something at home with minimal equipment, with no equipment. And then that way, if something happens to come up and you do need to do something at home, you have that other plan. And then it doesn't become, oh, well, I can't go to the gym, so now I just can't do it.
Yeah. Like, just,
right?
If something happens. I think the one year I remember like packing all the kids in because the buses and the roads were all closed down, but the buses were still running. So I was going to take them to Milwaukee because there was the daycare. We literally couldn't even walk through the snow because it was like this huge snowstorm in London. And at that point I was so stuck on, I have to get my workout at the gym. And so I was like, no, we're trudging through the snow. And then we get out there. I'm like, oh my God, we can't. So then that's where we have to realize we have to be flexible in our fitness and be like, I can't 100% do things. Or like, say you have a program you're following and all the high school students get out of high school across the street and you're going at the same time. Supersetting a program or finding the exact order of your exercises and making sure nobody's on it. And high school students don't have the gym etiquette where they'll be like, yeah, you can work in, or were you on this machine? No, they don't. They just like stand there on their cell phones and text for 20 minutes and do 2 sets. So supersetting too is the same thing. Like when you're in the gym, being able to like run from machine to machine, sometimes you can, sometimes it's not available, right? So it's kind of like, you just have to be flexible in realizing like the order of my exercises matter, but it also matters that I just do the exercise. So if I can't get that order in, or I can't get that perfect workout in, I'm still going to do something, right?
Yeah, totally agree. So, we just wanted to sort of, because I know this is a topic that does tend to come up. People sometimes feel that if they're not physically at a gym or a private training studio, that they just cannot get the same level of results. And it's 100% not true. Not true. So no matter where you live or what your, choice of location is, for whatever reason, for convenience or for financial reasons, because again, gyms aren't cheap, to have access to on a regular basis. So I think, but you can definitely get whatever results, physique results, whether it's just general health results, whether you just want to get strong. But again, I think you touched on that with the base, like with powerlifting. Right. There are a few, that would be one example that I think you would definitely want to be at a powerlifting type gym, because when you're lifting something that heavy, you don't want to be by yourself.
That too. Yeah.
Right.
That too.
So, and I know that some things because I work out by myself, I do have a home studio, so I can't, I'm very lucky, but there are a few things where I'm just like, if I had a spotter, yes, but because I don't have one, I'm going to just back it off a little bit.
Slow down your tempo, up your reps.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's where, again, investing in a coach, I think even for a short period of time, becomes a very valuable asset, so that you can learn more of what to do with what you have. Yes, if you happen to train at home. So don't let location, don't let time, don't let access to equipment stop you from reaching whatever goals you happen to have. Thanks everybody for listening today, and we truly appreciate you. And let us know what your biggest takeaway was today, and if you have any questions you want answered on the podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast to automatically receive your episodes and to help us reach more listeners. We would love to connect with you on our socials, either Facebook or Instagram, with links in the show notes. Till next time, keep taking those small steps towards your best life.